Hello, and welcome everybody to a new video. This one will be about my build, Hatchet Great Axe. I know a lot of you have been asking me to do one, so let's get straight into it. I'm gonna talk about few variations as well that you can do for this build, but the one I'm actually using. Hold on, let me get the food real quick. This one. So these attribute points are interesting. I know we have not seen a build like this, but I'm going 150 strength, 150 dex, and 200 constitution. Now, you guys know that I like 200 constitution because of maximum health increased by physical armor. We're running medium armor, and there this perk as well, 20% armor, increase to armor. 150 dex is the most important because of the dodges cost 10 less stamina. With this perk combined with hardy on rank right here, that's increasing maximum stamina. And if you can get nimble on E rank with stamina regen, you can be Rologin God that no one will ever catch you pretty much, and you will be avoiding AOEs, CC, everything on daily in wars, especially mass PvP. 150 strength for the damage, which is the main attribute point for the hatchet. Also, I've been thinking I might be going for 150 con, 150 dex, and 200 strength to have this perk, which is very useful in wars as well. Because as we all know, right now it's nothing but white gauntlet and ice gauntlet meta with ice shower and the root. So you will get more damage for the Great Axe as well. Now I know that this Dex does not do anything to Great Axe, but this is mainly hatchet build. We use Great Axe for the CC, the charge, or Reap if you want to play that in war with the Maelstrom and Gravity well. But I will probably take away 50 points from Con and put it in Strength. So this was at the attribute points in two ways. Also, another way I will probably test it is going 300 Strength for active grit and 200 con, or even like 300 strength, 50 dex, 150 con. Also, a little side note, if you have Berserk active, it does not count like active grit, so the fighting strikes perk on a weapon does not increase damage to Berserk. Now, weapon masteries. So there's a couple ways you can play this Hatchet Mastery. So the usual fully Berserk, then Fell Rush, you need this root. It applies if you hit a target in the back. That's what you want. That's where your highest burst comes from. And then you definitely want these passives over here, which is the crit chance increase, then stamina on crits from light attacks. And then exploitation is probably the best passive on Hatchet when it comes to damage. There's always a debuff on a target, so you will have this non-stop. And this perk is really awesome as well. That adds on top of the 150 dex and hardy as well. In medium build, this is just too good. Now, one good passive would be also here, but I just cannot find enough points from this. I could probably take away 2 points from here and put one here, and probably fortifying strikes. That could probably be better. But a lot of people don't know, but running throw deals so much damage. It's crazy if you have this perk. It's additional 20% damage. So this is a 130% weapon damage every 7.5-second cooldown, which is I have a lot of refreshing. I have refreshing evasion as well. So this is a lot of burst if you can combine this with heavy attack from Relentless Fury. Also, by the way, this heavy attack applies to 4 attacks or for 3 seconds, where accumulated power actually applies to only 1 attack, which makes this passive very bad. It's only for 1 attack. That does not really. I mean, you could get that, but I see other better possibilities. So you could probably take away these 2 points, put it in fortifying strikes, and Boot and Rally. Now keep in mind this passive and this one, they only apply to single targets. So if you light attack on 2 targets, you will not proc this passive. So this is also another way to play Hatchet is put away, like go from Running Throw to Raging Torrent, and again these 2 points put it in here. Actually, you gotta have 1 point in here, so the last point would be in here. So Raging Torrent, Fortifying Strikes, and this 1 point would be in here. Raging Torrent is also very good, but sometimes it just puts you in place. It's rooted in place pretty much. You don't really hit anything, but it can be timed very, very well in wars, for example. And if you have a trait like these gloves, are absolute god rolls, by the way, with Refreshing Torrent, then it's a lot of cooldown reduction, and for Hatchet, cooldown reduction is super important because with that, you'll have the most uptime on a Berserk, which is the most important skill of this build. Now, going into a Great Axe Weapon Masteries, I'm running Charge to first deal a lot. This passive deals a lot of damage. Right mouse button on the target's back, especially, it's crazy. So I run the Charge, Maelstrom, and Gravity Well in the war. Maelstrom is amazing because it consumes all projectiles, so this is very good. It's like a counter to Ice Gauntlet players with Ice Spike. You can time it pretty well. On point, for example, or if you're joining a big fight, then you can use this if you're in the middle. Now for war, I've been thinking I might skip charge and I might go for reap actually, because charge, yes, it can save you from a lot of the times, but when you're being attacked, you're rooted either way, so charge won't really help you there. So I might go for reap for extra damage. For healers that flash away with rapier, we all know that from the wars how unkillable they are, so that might come in handy. That goes for the fire mages as well. Very well the usual for the big stack if you're focusing somebody. Maelstrom, if you have a trait, a perk like me, Enfeebling Maelstrom, this one is very powerful in wars as well. If you're using it on a like a big flock of enemies, it hinders them a lot when dealing damage. So that was the Great Axe. Now going over gear, I'm running full 600 gear score. Now I'm running Voidband Head. I know I'll tell you after all the gear. Voidband Head. Now this piece is beautiful. It cost me only 15,000 gold. Refreshing Evasion is the best type of refreshing perk you can have on armor, especially with this build, because you can roll dodge for days. With Resilient, you want to have Resilient on every single piece. You guys have seen this one, another Refreshing Evasion. I definitely need to get better pants. I mean, I already have pants for mutations for Lazarus, as you can see. But yeah, this piece is not the greatest. And Grab Well Resilient, amazing piece. Third perk could be better. Now I need at least one good perk, which is Keen Berserk. I need that perk, and I will probably craft the head or the legs with that, and possibly with Refreshing Evasion or just simply refreshing. This is the jewelry amulet. Some of you may have seen my jewelry already. It's pretty OP. I have refreshing on amulet and ring as well. Hardy, Keen, Refreshing, these are the ones you need. You could probably go with Smooth Bone Ring as well from Lazarus. I might as well. That has Life Steal instead of Refreshing. And this is the earring. Refreshing Toast that reduces cooldown of the potions. Be the best, but sadly I did not roll that yet. And Refreshing Ward. Generally speaking, that's a bad trait, but you are a melee in front lines. You take a lot of damage. You can take a lot of damage. This is not that bad as a frontliner. On my hatchet is Keen Rogue Chain Nature. Rogue, they changed the angle where backstab is activated, so Rogue lost a little bit of value, but if you hit somebody with Feral Rush in the back, that's rude. He's gonna be stuck there. You can attack him in the back, so this comes in handy. I would probably want to have, well, if you cannot go Rogue, I would probably want to go Vicious, which is crit damage, more consistent damage pretty much than Rogue. And Chain Nature, it applies only from light attacks, and from the tests in old theory crafting, most of you have seen, any chain perk on the weapon is actually 11% damage increase. Now, a Great Axe is Enfeeble Maelstrom, Keenly Jacked. Keenly Jacked is a debuff on the target, so it actually makes these passive proc, which is Exploitation, and also it would make this passive work as well with active debuff. Or then again, running throw. But with running throw, if a running throw is applied, this counts as a debuff, so you will deal more damage with that. Also, another good point to mention, if you have anything keenly on a weapon, like keenly fortified or keenly empowered, it always stays on your character as a buff, even if you swap the weapons. So this could come in handy as well for the fortify in wars, for example. Typical Great Axe for this build would be Enfeebling Maelstrom with Keen and Keenly Fortified. So basically, if you would swap the Slowest Bane for Enfeebling Maelstrom. Now, Consumables. You need powerful gemstone dust in wars because it's mage meta, right? Again, Boy Gauntlet, Ice Gauntlet. That is regular HP puts, region puts. So I see that I need to restock my potions, and then it's powerful Oak Flash. That depends on the composition you're facing in wars, for example. If there is a lot of the melee fighters, physical damage, you might want to use this. Or in duels, if consumables are allowed, or small scale PvP. Now the food, I am using, once again, actually in this setup, because of my gear, I cannot reach dex. Like all the gear is mostly strength, so I have to run pure dex food, which is pretty expensive. I will have to work on changing a couple pieces, hopefully the crafted ones with Keen Berserk. So that was the consumables. And now we can actually, sorry, excuse me, for the gems. Ever since the mage meta on the server once again, I decided to go for 1 ice, 1 void, double malachite, 1 onyx, triple diamond in jewelry. That puts me over 11% void, almost 10% ice damage, and then again almost 10% physical. I could probably swap this malachite for ice gem as well, aquamarine, because we're getting focused a lot by Ice Gauntlet spikes, but we'll see next war how that goes. And of course, Opal in the weapons. You could also probably go with the Jasper called Retaliate, but you would have to get hit 3 times in order to have the damage increase, but I think this is more sustainable damage with Gambit, because again, you can afford to roll dodge for days, so you can afford to be below 110 stamina, 100 stamina. This was the attribute, skill masteries, the food, consumables. I run 13,000 HP. Now, the combos that you want to do. Also, you can cancel animation Berserk, which you can check out the video right up there in the corner. Basically, after roll you press a skill or a light attack into Berserk. That would look like this, with Throw Rush, for example. But that will be your starter, your opener. If you can be in the range of the target, you would running throw. You would try to go in the back, target's back. You would keep roll dodging as well to activate Opal. And the follow-ups with attacks, it will be heavy attack if you can make it to activate the Empower. Light attack, again heavy attack, roll dodge, light attack, roll dodge, light attack, and heavy attack. That way, Empower stays just in time for all the attacks, as you can see. Also, if I was running fortifying strikes, I will actually show you. You don't need to hit 3 light attacks for this. All you need to do is just a double light attack, and this last heavy attack actually applies the passive. It counts as a light. I will show you in a second. Let me put all the passives in here. Oh, we'll actually have to go like this for now. Or actually, you could swap and go here. Yep. Canceling animation Berserk with Raging Torrent is much smoother because you can actually roll it right after Raging Torrent. You can cancel animation the Torrent as well if you want to move from very quickly if you're running away. So I will show you the passive proc. It's double light attack and into heavy. Do I even have the passive here? Oh, never mind. Well, this is a bit awkward. It doesn't seem to be proccing, huh? Well, this is new, because this passive used to work. Wait, it applies on 4 light attacks. That is super weird. So this puts even less value to this passive. Yeah. 1, 2, 3 into heavy attack. The heavy attack after third attack is pretty awkward because you have to fully attack. But as you can see, this passive actually applies from heavy attack as well. Yeah, so change of plans, boys. You don't need this passive at all because in PvP, there's very few, or wars, especially mass PvP, there is very few times where you will be able to pull off 4 attacks in a row. Because in the meantime, you will get caught in CC and just damage. When it comes to starting with great attacks, if you're like longer distance, you always want to go with charge, right click, and grab well, Maelstrom to keep the weapon damage decrease on the target, and then start your rotation on the, target. If I missed anything, boys, let me know down below in the description. Thank you all for watching. I will upload some more mutation runs we did on PTR as well. I will upload the build for Dynasty, or overall build for mutations as well, because we have those coming up. But until next time, y'all have a good one, and take it easy. Thank you for watching again. Bye-bye.